So keeping the same narrative of this table, this imaginary table, to explain the principles. The second one is to be stylistically versatile. Now, what that means is we want to create objects that don't have a specific visual where they can be anchored into one particular type of space setting. For example, I mentioned a lot of like officey type tables that have laminate ABS edges, like desks and stuff. Yeah, typical desks, stuff that we all see every day. Or conference room tables, they have the big cutouts in the middle with the power, these stainless steel stuff. Very functional, very robust. They work very well, chrome legs and stuff. But I always say to people, those who are listening, imagine that, which most people can, and then say, if someone was giving it to you for free, would you have it as your dining table? And a lot of the time, it's like, chrome legs, weird, sometimes foldable, and like these kind of, they're office furniture. So when someone says to me, Dean, what furniture are you designing? Is it office furniture? I'm like, it's furniture. So stylistically versatile means, and if I go back up the linear chain, so I remember the linear chain, just a recap, was you had the users at the bottom, then you had the dealers who sell to the users, then you had the producers who make the product that goes to the dealers, and then you have the resource extraction, where the material comes from. So going up that chain, I'm now dealing with the dealers, and I want to kind of make a loop for them. So to be stylistically versatile is to say, hey, dealer, you can sell this to multiple people. So this table that we're talking about can be an office table, can be a work table. I've got experience in workspace design, so we've optimized it with power. We've optimized it with how you can have it as a co-working table, for example, but it's a dining table. We've made conscious decisions, so there are no cutouts in the table. That's deliberate, because if you do a cutout in the middle, it reduces the versatility of the table. So by just keeping it pure, it maintains its utility, and then you can sell it to a restaurant. So it can be a dining table in a restaurant. It can be a dining table. It can be a meeting room table. It can be in a hotel. It can be at home.
Anywhere.
If you like it. And the idea is by giving it by programming in all of these different use cases stylistically, so it's kind of minimal design, you hopefully bake in more chance for it not to be wasted, and you keep it circulating for longer, because that's the goal. Keep it circulating for as long as possible.
And that goes back to the WeWork thing, when you've got to reuse the furniture.
Yeah.
It's a bit easier, I guess.
It makes it a bit easier.
That inspiration came from.
Yeah. By making it just a little bit easier. And then the third principle really kind of tries to help create a loop for producers. So producers who are making things, a lot of them they're experts at making things, but they're not necessarily strategic thinkers about how the thing that they make is going to be marketed to the end user. Mm-hmm. Designers tend to help with that. And so for them, the main idea, it's not just for them, for the point, but it concerns them, is the way I've been thinking about it. The idea of being interchangeable and show personality. So to show personality was to say, let's make our table give the user the ability to have different finishes. So that affects the producer, right? Because they got to have different colors and stuff that they have to make to produce. So different finishes or different leg positions on this table that we're talking about. Or if it's upholstery, be able to change the cushions. So a client may not want red, they may want blue. They can show their own personality by making the cushions removable and having a zip on it and things like that. So that's the show personality, and interchangeable feeds into this idea that for producers, if you can design things in such a way that components can potentially interchange across different product lines, it makes it efficient for production. So for example, in my collection, the main core table, dining table, anything that has a table at the end of it, so dining table, coffee table, side table, console table, etc., they all are based on this simple module. So they all can interchange. And what that does for production means the producer can just set their machines, have one dimension, and cut to that. So it saves energy, saves time, and makes it easier for them. So then we can keep the cost kind of low for the but affordable for the client, but keep the margins reasonable for the producer. So these these are little things, margins, I think, but they help kind of make the product more efficient.